Welcome to part 4 of the Wandering Synagogue. In this episode, we check out Congregation K.I.N.S, which stands for Knesset Yisrael or Israel Nusach Sfard. Located on California Avenue in the West Rogers Park neighborhood of the far north side of the city, it moved here from the old Douglas Park Independence Boulevard neighborhood on the west side of the city, with a congregation that started about a year earlier. The entire facility takes up about a half a block. This portion is a school building which was built subsequent to the main section. This building was dedicated in September 1952 for the West Rogers Park congregation. In January of 1957, K.I.N.S moved permanently from the west side to this location, merged in, and it will now be called K.I.N.S of West Rogers Park. The story of the birth of this congregation goes back to May of 1922. That's when there was a merger of 3 synagogues in the lower west side of the city. One was called Anshe Narodich, which was located at Racine and Taylor. Another one was Anshe Mariv Nusach Sfard, located at Homan and 15, which is the corner shown here, and Nusach Sfard, which was located at 14th and Sangamon. One would have noticed that on this one building in Hebrew letters, below the Jewish star, above the door, it reads Ohel Yaakov. In English, this translates to Tent of Jacob. You'll also notice other vestiges of Jewish symbols, including the 2 Ten Commandment tablets with Hebrew lettering and the Jewish stars. We had already mentioned that this location had the congregation Anshe Mariv Nusach Sfard. So how does that get to be Ohel Yaakov? First, the full name of this congregation was Ohel Yaakov Anshe Kovna. This would refer to the Jews who had left Eastern Europe in the area of Kovno, Lithuania, to come to Chicago and start a synagogue here. Prior to 1923, it had been located at Peoria and 14th Place. So most likely, when the Anshe Sfard congregation merged with the other 2 to move further west, it's possible that the Ohel Yaakov group were more settled financially and possibly tore down the old structure from the other synagogue and built this one in its place. So in the spring of 1922, work began on the construction of the new K.I.N.S synagogue in the Douglas Park area at 13th and Independence Boulevard on the west side of the avenue. Construction costs were estimated at $250,000. Its footprint was 70 by 150 feet and would seat a total of 2,000. We are able to peek inside and see what the interior of the main sanctuary looked like, including the remaining Jewish symbology. Here we're facing towards the front of the sanctuary. These are the actual pews left over from the mid-1950s. On the side of each are carved Jewish stars. One can also see large Jewish stars on the front wall. The horseshoe-lighted area is probably where the Holy Ark was located. As we swing around to the rear, we can see the women's gallery in the upper area of the room where the Jewish stars are lit up. It is the practice at Orthodox congregations for the women to sit separate from the men. We turn back to the present. Ironically, back when it was on the west side, K.I.N.S was an Orthodox congregation. When it moved north, a compromise was set in where the main sanctuary would be traditional and a side chapel would be Orthodox. About 20 years ago or so, a group of members of another congregation that was 2 blocks away, along with the rabbi, agreed to merge with K.I.N.S, which was suffering from a lack of those who held traditional customs rather than the more orthodox. As part of this merger, the new compromise made it so that the full services in the congregation would now be Orthodox. And since then, K.I.N.S has thrived. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please look forward to more to come. Bye for now and see you soon.